Morning, everybody, and welcome to the episode of Moment of Truth. I'm your host, Devontae. This episode of Moment of Truth is brought to you by the iPhone. Fuck the Droid. Alright, this episode of Moment of Truth is pretty much racism. I want to give you a brief history on pretty much some past things that I want to bring up and I want you guys to understand. First of all, racism started from religion. Back in the day, when white people first saw black people, or a group of white people saw black people that were religious or Christian, they realized we had darker skin in them. So from what they came from the Bible, you know how Cain killed his brother Abel and got the dark mark of shame? They thought our black skin was the mark of shame, so they thought we responded to Abel, which means that we were evil, so they pretty much treated us like shit. That's where racism comes from. Also, if you're religious, that wavy-haired white guy, Yahshua, that's not him. The Bible says Yahshua had skin of bronze and hair of wool. I'm not saying that Yahshua was black. All I'm saying is he wasn't that white guy with the fucking wavy hair in those pictures. I don't know who that guy is. And for all you who aren't religious and don't know who Yahshua is is Jesus' real name. That's his name. That's his real name. Alright, first of all, this country is so racist that if you look back on history, even the white people that helped black people were killed. Few examples: Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. They were assassinated because they helped out black people. Obviously, MLK was assassinated because he helped out black people as well, but he was black, so that wasn't really a big surprise. What I want you guys to realize is that society is getting worse. Society is getting worse because each generation of children, like each generation of kids, they're getting worse. Granted, we have a black president or a half and half president right now. All I'm saying is, if we need to come together as a people to make things better. I know you can complain, and I realize that we get treated differently than everyone else. I get treated differently than everyone else everywhere I go, but I embrace it. I don't want to blame that on it. You can't be like, well, I sold drugs and I got a higher charge than a white guy that was selling drugs. That's obviously gonna happen. But if you weren't selling drugs in the first place, then you wouldn't have got the higher time. That's what I'm saying. You need to avoid it altogether. And speaking of drugs, that's another thing I don't like. We're selling drugs to our people to hold them down more. I don't know if you knew this or not, but crack was invented to kill off the Black Panthers, to kill off our leaders. That's why crack was invented. You can overlook it all you want to. That's why it was invented. There's another thing that was invented to kill off our people. It's called AIDS. Think about it. We've been fucking like monkeys since Adam and Eve. We've been fucking like rabbits. And AIDS just magically appeared in 1960. You guys are idiots if you didn't think that was suspicious. That wasn't suspicious to anyone? Anyway, what I want you to realize is that racism is pointless. Because eventually, time shows that eventually we all started in Africa. And Pangea, when every continent was conjoined, the oldest bones found was in Africa. I'm not saying everyone was black, I'm not saying everyone was white. All I'm saying is everyone was the same fucking color when we started. And we're gonna end as the same color because everyone's having sex with everyone. There's ridiculous amounts of half and half kids just roaming around, half Asian, half black, half white, half black, half white, half Asian. There's gonna be like light skinned people in the future everywhere. Everyone's gonna be light skinned. So what I want you to realize is that racism is pointless. You need to get over it. And black people want you to realize that we need to come together as a people and start a revolution. I'm not saying go out and kill a group of people because they're a different race. I'm not saying being racist. All I'm saying is support our people. Support each other. Come together as a whole. And then maybe we can change something. But what can I say? I'm only one person, but when you stop and think about it, Martin Luther King was one person. Malcolm X was one person. Rosa Parks was one person. That's all I'm saying. This has been an episode of Moment of Truth. I'm your host, Devontae. Once again, this episode has been brought to you by the iPhone. It's amazing. Fuck the droid. So don't forget to subscribe. Later.